The first minute, 2-1. Spirit have led since the 11:23 mark of the first quarter. Kapka. Hagen is there. Kapka follows to Child off his leg. Back to Kapka and a goal.
That's good for Z for the confidence, because he did have the bad year last year. This could be his second strong game in a row, and that has to be a good feeling. The goal comes at 1:08. Child should have had it, and I think Paul knows that. He didn't get it. It came back to Kapka. Z takes the first shot. It comes back out. He gets it right in the volley, but it hops on him. Ball may have taken a little hop on Child too, but look at this. Right by the left side of Keith Van Aaron. That's a big goal for Pittsburgh as we look at Z. Kapka. I was going to say the thing that killed Pittsburgh, John, in the first meeting here, second half, the forwards stopped running. The defenders couldn't do anything. The midfielders couldn't do anything to get the ball forward. If the forwards can play like they did in the first half, create some chances, Pittsburgh has their best chance of winning a road game for a long time. The streak is now 6.
Back to Ilmaz Orhan. Here's a chance for Kitson. To Orhan, his shot. Kitson a header on the rebound. It's 3-2. Orhan and Kitson team up, and the Blast come back.
Never count Baltimore out there within one. Time of the goal is going to be 6 minutes and 37 seconds, and we'll watch it again, and you can watch it at home. Here's a good one into open space by Orhan to the right. He's going to get the ball, shoot it a little too high off the crossbar, and Kitson is basically unmarked. He is between two players and heads it by. Nothing that David Persich could do with that one, and Baltimore is within one. I was about to say before, John, that when Pittsburgh got that 2-goal lead, I saw on the Baltimore bench two key players in reserve roles. One is Ernie Buriano, one is Dean Kelly. They started to loosen up. Buriano has played well against Pittsburgh coming off the bench, and Ken Cooper may go that route. On the Pittsburgh side, I believe, just thinking quickly, everyone has played with the exception of Marcio Leite, who also does well coming off the bench. Tonight's backup keeper, Scott Manning.
For the Blast controlling along the near boards. Orhan walking in on O'Hara. Give and go. Turning Stankovic. He scores. The game is tied. Mike Stankovic takes the feed from Orhan, and we're even at 3.
Well, there was not much that David Persich could do with that one. Stankovic has as good a shot as anyone in this league, especially when he can turn and have a free shot, and that's what's going to happen. Watch him. He's going to be involved there in a mismatch, actually, with Sibbies. And he was able to turn on him, go to his left, and beat David Persich off the left post and then off the right post to tie it up 3 goals apiece. Time of the goal, 10-8. He's a deceptively quick player, and he can fly. He can turn those jets on. Sibbies to Tuksha. Marcio's wide open. A shot and a score. Nicky Klincharski got open, and Pittsburgh gets a big goal to lead 4-3. It looked like if anybody was going to score, it was going to be Marcio Leite, but it's Klincharski. And John, you have a second chance to look at it.
1:04 is the time of the goal. It is set up, first of all, by Klincharski. The shot by Tuksha, not really much there. But watch as the ball is kept in play by Marcio Leite off his left foot onto the foot of Klincharski, who knocks home his second goal of the night and his second goal of the game. So once again, the Spirit, who've never trailed, on the strength of the team up there between Klincharski, who gets the hug from Steve Buttle, and Marcio Leite, are back on top again.
That is a good feed from Marcio Leite to give Pittsburgh the lead at 4-3. Ball is deflected out of play. Both teams pointing and saying it's their ball, but it is going to be Pittsburgh.
I think the one thing you have to be concerned with, John Paul, if you go back to early in the third quarter, the Spirit scored at 1:08. They score quickly here. They seem to sag a little bit after that. We're now in the fourth quarter, and the way the Blast can come back, you cannot afford that kind of a letdown.
And hopefully they will remember that, or maybe they can hear you talking. Hopefully that's the case too, because that's what happened. They seem to go back a little bit. Maybe they got a little bit too confident. It's hard to tell from up here. They certainly didn't lose any intensity. Stankovic, who had no chance at the ball when he committed that last foul. Now it's Stamenkovic. Look at that.
He's a wizard, isn't he?
Even with bad tendons. Great save, Persich. Even with bad tendons, he can still pivot like that. That's amazing. On the right side, Topolsky running it to the middle. Wants to settle it down. We'll be taking a look at that clock as often as we can for you. It is a factor. 3:16 to go. Fourth quarter. 4-3 Spirit on top. Baltimore with the ball deep in their zone.
Now, the only thing I don't like about this situation is this Spirit have gone into a defensive shift.
Corner for Curlin. Less than a minute. Right side, Stamenkovic, the shot saved. David Bursic, and it goes out of play. And again, remember, Pittsburgh has 5 fouls. They have gone, as we see Dave McWilliams want a timeout. John, they have gone, what, about 5 minutes with 5 fouls. That is team discipline. That is team character.
I'll tell you what, it seems more like an eternity, like 50 minutes. Bursic being tested. Watch Stamenkovic come in, roll it once and drive, and right there to punch it out is Bursic. It goes up out of play. That means that the Blast will have it. They'll put it in play when we come back with 54 seconds left. But a lot of credit has to go to the play of David Bursic tonight. And this brand new goalkeeper for the Pittsburgh Spirit certainly has been impressive in the first 4 games of this season.
If I was picking the stars of the game, he gets mine right now, hands down. I think he has been by far the difference in the game as far as both sides are concerned. I don't think he may have had as many saves or there were not as many shots, I don't think, as the Baltimore official score gave out in this game, but certainly the saves and some spectacular ones are fairly accurate. But what a great game.
A great game. And let's credit 2 other newcomers who have shown me a lot tonight when the pressure's been on the line. Godfrey Ingram is one who really scrambles, never gives up. The other is Nicky Klincharski. Nicky, of course, does have a couple of goals in the game tonight, but Nicky has been all over the field at various times, and we'll find out what this unit can do with 54 seconds left. This is what we came to see right now.
Don Popovic talked to the troops. Baltimore on the set pieces likes to go for somebody at the far post, and with Stamenkovic out there, anything can happen. Pittsburgh cannot afford a mistake here. Baltimore, one of the best teams in the MISL on set pieces. Stamenkovic holding it. Plays it out right side. Shit for the shot. Great save, Bursic. Off the boards. It's coming back out and cleared into the neutral zone. But David Bursic again coming up big. Kitson with it. 44 seconds. Right side to Stamenkovic. Far post. Curlin misses. Pittsburgh will get it. Kapka up for Gerger. A block that's going to go deep the other way. Hagen chasing it. Chinipo after it. Hagen didn't want to follow, but he did.
That's the foul.
He fouled it. Don Popovic slamming that bench door. He's really upset.
So it'll be a 2-player advantage now for Baltimore.
Basically it is with the extra attacker. Let's watch and see. Hagen's going to go after it. I'll tell you what, I don't call that in this situation.
Well, there was a bump there, obviously. Both players trying to get the ball. Hagen trying desperately to keep it in that end with only 29 seconds left. If he wins that ball, the Spirit might win the game. Now you've got to have 2-man advantage.
I think that's where, as a referee, though, you use your judgment. I don't think that that contact was that bad there with 2 players going after a ball.
And they've made a change as far as the goalkeeper is concerned. They have gone to Stan Stamenkovic. That will free up Kitson. Of course, he's much more mobile. The problem is, you wonder how far Stan is going to come down. Of course, you've got the 2-man advantage anyway.
Don Popovic showing a lot of confidence in Kapka, who's on in place of Hagen, who's in the box. Ingram, O'Hara, and McKenzie on the left side. Chinipo in the corner for Curlin. The shot stopped short side. Bursic punches it out with his right hand. Doesn't go out of play. Yes, it does.
Great job, though, by David Bursic. Boy, he just wanted to clear that ball out from in front of the goal mouth, and that's exactly what he did. He slugged it out of there, and we've still got 18 seconds left.
Baltimore putting it in play. Chinipo from Stamenkovic, a long shot wide. Kitson with another try. Score. And that will tie it up with just 10 seconds left in regulation time. Kitson will get it. That is a very frustrating goal for the Pittsburgh Spirit. Basically, they have 2 extra players. The ball comes back to Kitson. Probably a screen set up. We'll get another chance to see. Look at all the bodies.
He just kind of wound its way through. It might have touched, who is that?
Kapka. It might have touched him. Might have touched Z. Kapka. That's what I thought. Changed direction a little bit. It is Kitson's goal. At 14:50. And so the power play is over, and Van Aaron is back in goal, and we may be putting in for overtime pay. 8 seconds are left. Moriano on the steal. 4 seconds. Lets the shot go. It's blocked, and we are going into sudden death overtime. But Bursic is there. McWilliams coming after him. Bursic has it knocked away. He'll try it again. Open net, Moriano. And in a 1 mistake that David Bursic, I think, made all night. Unfortunately, it cost him. And at 6 minutes and 29 seconds, 6:29 of sudden death overtime, it ends with Ernie Buriano scoring to win it. And there are some happy people in Baltimore, and I'm sure some very upset Pittsburgh Spirit people. They played their hearts out.
Well, there it comes. That's the mistake. He went too far out. Then he tried to get the ball back. Couldn't do it. And that means the end of the game, because it's easy for Buriano to knock it home at that point. There's nobody at the front door.
It was almost deflected by a Spirit player, but apparently it was not. But the big thing was when Bursic came out, I guess we're not going to see it again, but when Bursic came out, John, he looked up at the field, and it gave, I think, McWilliams another chance to get maybe that one step closer. It was very, very close. We're going to take another look at it and watch. He's got the ball there. Now, you won't see McWilliams. Now you'll see him. He looked up and appeared for a second and allowed McWilliams an extra step, and it's blocked there.
And it is McWilliams, certainly, who gets a lot of credit for winning this game tonight for Baltimore, because he put the heat on, brought the ball back, and it managed to trickle home for the Blast. And I guess, John Paul, if you look at it realistically, a brilliant effort tonight on the part of the Pittsburgh Spirit. They come up short, and that was part of the problem last year. But for Baltimore, that's how you win the Eastern Division 3 consecutive times. You play that way in tight situations. You get the key break, you get the key shot, and you win the game. They tied the game with 10 seconds left, and they win it at 6:29 of overtime. 5-4 is our final. It was probably more than we needed for the first night.
It really was. I really thought, John, that it was going to be fate, though, for Pittsburgh. I mean, how many times could Baltimore hit the post in overtime? It seemed like that would happen. But I think it's going to be a pretty upset Spirit dressing room, because they played their hearts out. They thought they had it won. I think there'll be some controversy because of what happened with Hagen, but it may not be even talked about in the dressing room, because they may say that they got a power play chance in that overtime when you don't see penalties called that often, and they did not capitalize on it. And it's just unfortunate that I thought the best player out of the field, David Bursic, it seemed like made that one mistake, and it ended up costing the team.